All right, we have got a box from Evanex. Thanks, Matt, for sending this my way. I've got an idea about what it is, but I wanted to open it up on video so you could see as well. All right, let's see. All right, move that light. Okay, so first thing, I know what this is. This is a cubby for the Model S. Super excited about this. Now, I already have one from another company, but I wanted to try a different one. Maybe I should do a review on the one that I've been using for the last year. I think that'd be cool. All right, so cubby and actually some shelving as well. I don't know if you can, if that picks up, but this is cool. So this is like a faux. It's felt. It's like a felt interior, and then on the exterior is like a faux leather for all the vegans. Looks really sharp. Looks really clean. I like it. So you just kind of put that into the drawer, and then you use your thumb right there to pull it out. Cool. I like that one. Looking forward to giving that a try. All right. What else do we have? I think there's one other, yes, smaller item, and then we'll do the big item next. Okay. This is going to be cool. So these are coat hooks for the Model S, and I think, well, let's see what else is in here. All right. Yeah, so these go on the headliner ridge, they call it, and we'll go ahead and test those out as well in the car in just a second. But those are real simple design, really cool. I think I really appreciate those when I've got dry cleaning or when I hang a coat. So, sweet. Take those instructions, and the big one here. Let's see, can I pull this out without like screwing it up? All right, take this off. All right, boom. Can anyone guess what this is? All right, this should be really fun. This is a console for the middle of my car in the front seats, and it looks like it just fits right in. So it's got a little drawer here that you can open up and close, and it feels like hard plastic on the side walls, and then maybe like a rubber mat on the interior, and then it's got a cup holder that you can put stuff in there. So that's going to be cool. That's going to give me a third cup holder. I've got an earlier Model S, 2013, so mine does not have the center console. And when I was talking with Matt the other day about that very issue, he's like, oh, you should check this out. So he sent me one, and I'm looking forward to putting that in to see how it looks like it just fits right in, which is really, really cool. And it looks like there's also maybe like a phone holder. So let's go ahead and give this a try and see how it works. All right, so I've made it out to the car, and we're gonna go ahead and attempt to first install the center console insert and see how easy it is. Before I do that, let me show you what it looks like right now. All right. So this is what my, what do you call this thing? Center median? This is what the middle of my car looks like. I've got my down jacket, I've got my charging cable for my phone, I've got an adapter, a power inverter so I can use my computer in the car, and then this cable goes all the way up to this dash cam that I'm testing out by Ape Man. I'll probably do a review on that pretty soon. So first things first, let's pull out all of this stuff. So what I'm told is it should just slide right in here. Let's move this phone cable too. Okay. That looks pretty good. Now I can take all my junk and put it back in there. Let's see. There's a zip tie, there's a cable, contact. Yeah, this is actually looking pretty good. Will my OBD2 cable fit in there? It's okay if it doesn't, but it looks like it does. I've got a little screen cleaner, and I don't think this is going to fit in there, but let's close it up. Boom. So if you're familiar with how Teslas are laid out, they've put the cup holders in a very awkward place right here. So when you're driving, usually people put their arm or their elbow along this armrest here. It makes a lot of sense, right? But if you want to put your arm here, you usually can't have a cup holder on this side. So what I end up doing is I end up closing this one, putting it in the far right one, but then people who sit here can't use their arm to put their arm on the armrest. Now, what I think is going to be really cool about EvanX's center console insert is I can now take this out, close that completely, and then put that in the new cup holder. All right, so the next thing I'm going to test out is the shelf insert. Now, I've been using this one and actually very happy with, I'll put the link in the video description as to where you can find this one. This one has a handle, which I find quite nice, and it takes a little bit of force to, not much, but it does take a little bit of force to pull it out, which I like. It sits in there, so as to when you're like flooring it and showing people what the acceleration is like, this does not fly out like this. But I'm going to pull this out, and you can see I've got some additional things in here, my wallet, some gum, some change, and my garage door opener. So I'm going to pull this one out and see how this one fits in here from EvanX. So I've got the shelf here, and I'm going to put it in and push it in. So this one does not have a little notch. It's not as strong of a notch as the initial one, but you can put your thumb in here and then pull out pretty easily. It's not as fluid of a motion, and I think that might be because the bottom of this is that sort of velvet material, so it's not sliding in as easily and out as easily. But I do really like that there is this shelf right here to separate the two sections of the insert. So maybe we can just demonstrate here what sort of things fit in there. Looks like my gum could fit in there. There's my wallet. Here's my garage door opener. You got some pins. Yep, pins fit pretty good in there. Let's see, even sunglasses look like they fit. So if I take this and I slide it in, the gum is maybe just a little bit too tall to fit in that first section there. Oh my gosh, ripped it. So let's take the sunglasses out, and look at that, tragedy. Maybe put the gum there, and maybe what might go good here is some change. Okay, so maybe like a nice little change area. Let's see, yeah, you can see that, right? Okay, so put that in there. Boom. I think that looks pretty nice. It's nice and flush. My favorite part about this one is that it does have this divider here to separate things. Now the downside to that is there's not as much room as this one to be able to just pile stuff in, but that's okay. That's not a deal breaker in my opinion. I think the biggest win is this little divider right here that kind of separates things. So let's stick that in. And then the other thing that would be really cool is if they offered an option, and they may, I just haven't looked in a while, but if they did have an option for a handle like this one, I think that would really set it off, but also not a deal breaker because it's pretty easy to stick your thumb in there and then pull it out. All right, next thing are the coat hooks, and this should be pretty simple installation here. So what you do is you want to kind of turn it to the side, so not like that because there's not enough room, but if you turn it to the side and then you kind of turn it in, there you've got a nice little coat hook. Now the one thing that I would recommend is probably not putting it here, but putting it here where there's a little bit more support. However, use your best judgment, and you probably also don't want to put really heavy things on here. I mean, it's not moving too much, but you wouldn't want to ever rip this down. I mean, it's gonna hold some weight. I mean, if you've got like a coat, or let's say 5 dry cleaned shirts or something like that, or pants, there's going to be no issues with the weight of that. Let's try and hang my down jacket here. Now this is not extremely heavy, but there it is. Now the one thing that I might recommend is, probably people who are going to be sitting in the back here aren't going to hang their stuff right here, but I might recommend actually moving it as close to the center as possible. That way it's not in the way. Now the reason I probably would say put it closer towards the center is when you get out, you wouldn't want it so close here that you bump your head against here and then it hits the plastic part. Now let's demonstrate the positioning of this hook right here and how easy it is to get in and out. Yeah, that works pretty well right there. My music is playing. I like this positioning versus a little bit over, but as I said, use your best judgment there with what you think is most comfortable. It may, as you're putting hangers in here, you might not want it too close, so maybe just move it over just a tad to be able to hook things on. But I'm excited. I've got one on this side and this side, so looking forward to trying this out in real life scenarios. All right, so I'm super pumped about these 3 things. I can't wait to use them sort of in real life scenarios. I'm extremely excited about the center console, and I'll put the link to all of these things that I showed you today in the video description if you want to check it out. One thing that I'll mention about the center console is that it does have customizable colors. Since I've got the gray seats, they gave me the gray sides on the center console, but I believe that you can get the black and you can get the tan. So take a look at that, customize it. For those that have older Model S's, do you think you would use something like this, and would it be helpful? Appreciate you tuning into this video. If you found it insightful and informative, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. I'll see you on the next video.